back at it again. What we're going to be doing today is I have this project I've been putting off for a while now. I'm going to be putting on a roof rack on the Versa and trying to do this as cheap as possible. Before I got here is sections of a futon that I've actually cut out. So this is like the base where the bed would be. I figure if it's, you know, sturdy enough to hold a person, it should be sturdy enough to just kind of hold some random objects. I've got a couple different pieces that were cut off. Some was reinforcing some other car projects, and the bulk of it's just going to be about this size. I've kind of measured it out. This is going to be about the roof line, and it's about the typical size of what I've seen most roof racks to be. So right now, being a futon, it was designed to fold. So the main idea is to just kind of cut out these brackets right here with an angle grinder. Put this flat, weld this part together, possibly overlap a piece of metal with this, and kind of weld it back together, and just kind of make it one solid piece. And then I have some other metal that I've purchased to make brackets. It's just around somewhere in this mess. It's just like an L-shaped metal. I'm just going to cut out 4 of those sections and kind of, if I have room, I was thinking about bolting it on there, but I may not have room to bolt it on there, so I'll probably just have it end up welding it. It looks like there's some tabs down here that might work. I might have to make something just so it's not just a solid welded thing to where it's going to be bolted to the roof of the Versa. I would like to have like a bolt hole here, and then the tab to have a bolt hole. That way it'd be easy to remove versus just remove it from the car, but kind of leave the tabs on if need be. I don't know, maybe I'll change that plan.
So I hit him with a dough. Into my Escalade, tell them boys I'm not afraid. Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. Until I see the sun.
I just wanted to show real quick how to clean up the welds. I just use a wire brush that attaches to a drill and just kind of go over it. I mean, it helps kind of see exactly what the weld actually looks like, and that one doesn't look, you know, too bad. Probably not the best weld that could be done, but for a flux core and just doing it one pass, it's not too bad. It's always good to get rid of the slag and kind of just the dust deposits. I don't really know what it's called, because I found on some of my other welds I didn't get rid of it and it started to corrode pretty badly. All right, made a decision on decide on what to do. Let's turn that off. I'm gonna keep the overall main piece the same length, not extend it. Found out that this secondary piece is actually about 2 inches shorter. Probably should have seen that being next to each other. So instead, I'm going to use this outline frame and this little square piece and extend kind of roof rails about, I don't know, like 1 inch. I'm not a very good fabricator, not going to lie. I don't mathematically plan anything. I just kind of weld things. Hope they were straight. But I need to make a new frame that's going to be exactly the shape all the way around, extend it up about like I'm gonna say 3 inches, good height, and then that way you'll have height rails and it'll look a little bit more normal.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. Escalade on green Cadillac lean, paving the way.
Alright, I had to charge my camera because I dropped it from not paying attention. And then when I set it back up, it just went dead. So I went ahead and just kind of welded this section, the top section. And it's still kind of sticky from the paint. I just kind of did just a real quick spray because I didn't want anything to rust. Let's see. I think it turned out alright. Let me back up a little bit. And you can see that super well, but you can kind of see it kind of bows out the bottom. Turns out that square tubing right here, there, it's just a little bit bigger. So I had to kind of kink it in just a little bit there, a little bit there, and then kind of for this section of tubing that kind of went outwards into the round tubing. Looks a little jank, but you know what? I don't care. It's free. And this is super budget. What's going on, guys? Back at, I guess I'm back from the previous scene. I don't know what that is. Kind of recording all this stuff kind of weirdly. Couple days difference. My hair is different. This has actually been like 3 weeks since I guess the last scene. But back at welding and cutting and just making the roof rack. I got these magnets that should help stick and keep things in place while I'm welding, which will be a big help. I went ahead and had these cut off camera, but I have 4 of these equal pipe lengths. And then I realized I don't have any extra pipe besides that to make, I guess, the elevation, you know, to conjoin from this bar to this bar. It's gonna be those lengths of pipe. I think they need to be grinded down a little bit. That way that they're sitting flush. And then I'm gonna weld those at each single corner. And then I should be able to weld this top bar and see how sturdy that is, or if I need to add 2 more on the sides, which I might also do. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start grinding these down using my grind wheel, which is somewhere over there. And yeah, then we'll go ahead and test out these fancy magnets, see how well they're going to help me weld. Need better lighting in here for sure, but this is what we got. It's welded on there. I had to stand it up to get all the angles around. I tried to make it to where it wouldn't burn holes through it because it is a really thin metal, and my welder likes to burn holes through metals. They're thin, but I mean it's a lot sturdier than I was expecting. So I think 4 should do it for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and weld the rest of them on there, and then I will see how good it looks, if at all, with the top brace. So back to that. Alright, we went ahead and brushed off all the stuff. So the next step is going to be to grind it. All 4 are pretty solidly welded. Some of the welds, you know, there's some spots where it's not super great, but this isn't going to be something that's going to hold a lot of weight. I think at most it might hold like a spare tire, as far as the heaviest thing. So now, grinder, paint at some point. I need to cut off about 2 inches off of each of these. That way it sits a little bit lower. Make sure that this is evenly flush, and then put on the top brace. So that's another update. Next thing we're gonna do, try to get this all done tonight and then make some tabs for it. That way it can be mounted sometime when there's daylight on the Versa. So that's probably gonna be like another week for me, but another 30 seconds for you. All right. Okay, so somewhere along the way of me welding and recording, reinforcing, the battery went dead. I went ahead and did a test by holding my weight on it. Seems to work fine. I think it looks pretty good. The welds were a little bit off. As you can see, I had to do a lot of fill here and had to fill a decent amount of section here just from the way the pipe was. You can see it kind of ended like right there, and so this entire area had to be filled. Yeah, gonna go over it, but grind down some of the unnecessary welds, trying to make it a little bit more uniform looking. Then paint it. May have to paint actually. Try to make some tabs like those, and then put them here on each side, and then from there I should be able to take my L-shaped material, it's over here with all my other scrap metal, and then from there I'm thinking if I just cut out 4 little sections, that should be good enough to put holes in, put bolts and bolt holes to hold from this to the roof line of the Versa.
Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. I'm thugging in the club until I see the sun. Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. Escalade, all green Cadillac lean. Paving the way.
Alright, so I'm at the part where I'm going to call it a night. Got basically what I wanted to do. You can see, welded. I haven't grinded this top part yet. Went ahead, drilled holes here, made the other bracket, put a bolt through it. So they got a hole on this side that'll mount to the car, hole here to mount to the roof rack. They all seem to kind of didn't really get the exact same height on them. So then what I'll do is I'll kind of take the hole and kind of drill it downward so it has some height adjustment to it. I mean, they all seem pretty alright. Shouldn't be too bad as far as mounting it to the car. I gotta paint it all, sand a bunch of stuff, painted. Alright, so the roof rack's fully mounted. I had to do one thing because I've been driving around with like a week with it on. I put adhesive in between each little part of these wires that sit above the metal frame because it was making a hell of a shaking noise. I took it off initially and I made more weld marks across all of them. That didn't seem to help so much, so I just made a full solid bead of adhesive. I think I used hard as nails. The inside, without the interior, to show how I mounted it, I used the metal tab. Drilled a hole through that, drilled a hole through the roof, and then silicone in between everything, put a bolt through, pretty simple. And I mean, I used an excessive amount of silicone. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I gotta take it off, repaint it, and weld the adhesive on there. But it does hold about 12 tires, having 8 in there, another 4 behind it. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's really sturdy. It does make some wind noise, so I had to make a metal fairing that'd go from here to here-ish. That way the aerodynamics won't be affected so badly. And then I'm thinking about putting a light bar, some just aftermarket LED lights on there, just because I got a roof rack now, might as well go full commit with it. So that's this, basically the entire, almost step-by-step how to do it. As far as mounting, kind of get creative with it. Yeah, so I will see you guys in another video because there's plenty more for me to do. I got stuff to do on the 240, still working on the Corolla with Matthew, and then some other things with the Versa more than likely. So just look out for some more videos.